Hey guys, welcome to my channel Hammond's Hobbies. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be looking at yet another completed set, and that is the Topps Chrome F1 2020 set. Bit of a mouthful. And we're going to look at all the cards from the base set plus a couple of the subsets. So let's get right into today's video. So before we start having a look at this set, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that's been smashing up the like button. Really do appreciate it. If you are new to this channel, please click subscribe. Let's help this channel grow. Hopefully we can get over 500 subscribers fairly soon. Really do appreciate all the comments, all the likes. Thank you very much. You can also find me on social medias, obviously Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all with the name Hammond's Hobbies. I also have an eBay page which I literally just sell my duplicates and double items on there to help me fund more product to share on this channel. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can find me on eBay under the name Hammond's Hobbies. If you go on there and just click the follow button on my store, every time I upload something, you'll be notified of it, and it's up to you if you want to obviously purchase anything from that. But today we're going to be looking at Topps Chrome F1 2020 set. This set is humongous. It is absolutely massive. There is 200 base cards, 3 different subsets, I believe. Put it into context, the amount of parallels, refractors, autograph cards. This set is the largest set out of all of them. I would say this set is bigger than Magitax. It's bigger than Sapphire set. I know that for a fact. It's bigger than the sticker card collection, which there's 230 something stickers. So, you know, it just goes to show you how many cards are in this set. So we're going to start off by showing the base 200 set. Before I get into what's inside it, I'm just going to show you that this is a Vault X binder, one of the most popular binders in the collectible card market at the moment. I personally like these. You can pick them up from Amazon for about 25 quid. A lot of people, when I posted this on my Facebook, the groups, people were asking, oh, how did you get the logo on there? And quite simply, there's a gentleman in the Pokemon communities that I have bought stuff from before. He started up a company called PikaPrints.co.uk, and I message him every time I get a new set. I send him over some images, and he makes vinyls of it, and then when they come through in a post, I just stick them on and leave them on there for like a couple of hours, and then peel the 6 side off, and I think it comes out pretty well. It would have been nice to actually put something in it like F1, because all I've done is just put Topps Chrome. That could mean baseball or something, but for context, you guys know. I also put one on the side as well, so when they're all stacked up like they are behind me, I can pull this binder out knowing what set it is that's inside it. So this binder I've had actually for a while. So where I've been putting cards in and out of it, the binder, the plastic bits of the binder have got little, I don't know, dust marks on it over time. So all the cards you're about to see are pack fresh. They're all like really good condition, but there may be little marks in that, but that's either from the sleeves, like you can see on the Max one here, actually look like this. There's I don't know, like little white marks, but that's actually not on the card. It's actually on the binder itself. So like the cards, good thing with these is these chrome cards, they are very nice and they're very nice and reflective and shiny, so they look really smart, they look very modern. So I really like this chrome set, but obviously this is the base driver set. This is like where the money's at. If you get any refractors or parallels of any of these drivers, then you're talking big bucks. And to move on to a good segue is the actual boxes themselves. I don't actually own a box of F1 Chrome, the hobby box. They currently are selling anywhere from £1,000 to £1,600. I've seen some of them advertised on eBay for £2,000 a box, which is huge. And the reason for that, a big reason for that, I think, is because the American market, they are essentially, not just Americans all around the world, but they're gambling to open the box to get obviously a huge hit in terms of Lewis Hamilton. Obviously some people they're chasing obviously their favourite drivers and stuff like that, but the reason that box is demanding such a high premium is because the Lewis Hamilton cards are going for so much. If they weren't going for so much, the next biggest pull you could get out of a Lewis Hamilton base card is probably Max Verstappen, and then you've got George Russell and Lando Norris. They seem to be the biggest ones. They seem to be the big hitters. So you've got 3 British drivers, and obviously Max Verstappen from the Netherlands. So they're like the biggest hits you can get. They're the ones that are drumming up the price. Any others other than that, you're talking like, I mean, if you pull a Bottas or a Vettel or a Daniel Kvyat, you can pick these up for about £20. If you get a parallel of them, you might be getting 100, 200. So paying £1,000 for the box, you're really taking a gamble on whether you're going to get a really good Lewis or Max Verstappen. So at the minute, in my opinion, they're not worth opening. I would want one myself just for my own personal sealed collection, but I wouldn't want to open one up. So I'm not going to be buying one at the moment. I'm hoping once this season finishes, which oddly enough, recording this video, today is the qualifying session of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, so it's literally the final Grand Prix of the year. So give it over Christmas, January, February, there's going to be no Formula 1 on at all. I'm hoping that the demand for this product goes down a bit. I'm taking a gamble on that, but it could go up. But I'm hoping that it goes down a bit and maybe I can pick up some of the cards that I really want a bit cheaper. But anyway, that's me buying more cards. Let's concentrate on the ones that I have already in front of me. So here we have obviously the base driver set. You've got a portrait shot of all of them. Probably one of my favourites actually on this. I'm a huge Lewis Hamilton fan, so just to make that clear. But actually my favourite card is this Daniel Ricciardo one. He's obviously shining a bit of personality through the photo, as opposed to obviously a lot of these that are doing fairly similar moody poses, whereas Daniel Ricciardo showing a bit of personality and character there. Obviously the big pull is the Lewis Hamilton here, so I'll just show you this card here. Him obviously rubbing his hands together. This card sells for, I'd say, just over £100, maybe 110, 120 in pounds. I don't know what that is in dollars, probably about $150. We'll see over the winter break if that demand goes down a bit. And obviously his biggest rival, which this weekend it's Max versus Lewis for the World Championship. So I wonder what's going to happen with the prices of these cards in particular, because tomorrow either he's going to be a world champion, which at the minute he's just a normal driver, although very special and very talented, or Lewis is going to be the official, on paper, on record, as the greatest Formula 1 driver of all time. At the moment, he's equalled with Michael Schumacher, but as of tomorrow, if he wins, he will be officially the greatest of all time. Whether you like him or not, on paper, he will be the most successful driver of all time. So, big moment for one of these two tomorrow's race. Obviously, by the time you're watching this, it's already happened, so you know the result. Comment down below what you thought of the final race. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Then we move on to, obviously, the back end of the grid, if you like. Obviously, something to point out is that obviously this is the 2020 set. I'm recording this video as of December 2021, so it's very odd. I'm talking about cards that are a year old, or images that are a year old already. This set only came out in April, so it's only about 8 months old. But soon we're expecting the 2021 Chrome set to come out, which by the looks of things is not going to come out until 2022. So that's going to be a year old. By the time 2022 comes out, probably it's going to be 2023, so it looks like they're always going to be a year behind, which obviously I don't know, it's a little bit annoying, because you know, like I referred to like Sergio Perez, he's now at Red Bull. This team here doesn't exist anymore. It's now Aston Martin. Kimi Raikkonen's retiring this year. So by the time you get the cards, if I do another video like this by this time next year, he's already retired for over a year. But yeah, I'll still be collecting his card next year. So that'll be the last time we see Kimi Raikkonen in one of these sets, probably, unless they do like a World Champions edition or something. I don't know. But yeah, Grosjean's retired. Obviously, he had that huge accident and was caught in the fire. We've got Kevin Magnussen. He's retired from F1 as well. So literally, 3 of the drivers on this page are no. Oh, actually 4, because Antonio's not retired, but he's going to Formula E. So literally 4 of these won't be in Formula 1 next year, but we will still be collecting these 2 cards. Do you see what I mean? It's like confusing, especially talking about it. Obviously, the big standout on this page is George Russell. Obviously, he's due to go to Mercedes, so he could be, by the time I do a video explaining next year, when he's still going to be at Williams in the One Chrome 2021 set. There's still going to be images of him in Williams, but by this time next year, he could be a world champion. He could be fighting for the title against Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes, but yet we'll still be collecting him in the Williams. So it's a bit out of whack, I suppose. After you've got the drivers, then you've got one of each of them in their cars for this year or last year, and then you've got obviously all the other drivers in their cars. After the cars, you then go into the F2 collection. Now, the standout cards from this F2 set has to be, and I pronounce him as Zhao, but I've heard people refer as Zhong, so I don't know if I'm completely saying his name wrong, but first Chinese F1 driver or driver to get into F1. He's set to go to Alfa Romeo, replacing Antonio Giovinazzi next year, but the card set next year he will still be an F2 driver. So this now is the very first card of his. So you could say this is his rookie card, but actually his rookie card, and when I refer to rookie cards, if you've been in the card collectible game for a while, you'll know this. Like this card here is George Russell's rookie card, and you can tell that because at the bottom here it has this RC logo, which means it's his rookie card. There's only so many drivers with that on there, so like even though this is the very first licensed product, they couldn't put rookie card on every single driver, but this is like Lewis Hamilton's very first licensed card in a set. Bottas, Vettel, all of these, it's all of their cards, but they only put rookie, meaning that they've just joined this sport this year. So F2, you're going to have next year, you're going to have Mick Schumacher rookie card in next year's set, which is 2021, and then the year after that in 2022 you're going to see Zhao, I pronounce it Zhao, Zhao as a rookie card. So we're going to have to wait obviously a year and a half for that card to come out. None of the other F2 drivers have made it into F1 yet, as of recording this video of December 2021. But then after those drivers, you then move into their cars as well, so the same as the Formula 1 layout. So we have all the F2 drivers in their cars, which some of the images look pretty cool actually. I really like one of the standout images of a car from the F1 set, I forgot to mention actually, is this Esteban Ocon. I really like this overhead shot, whereas the rest are all them sort of like at the side at an angle. And also this Daniel Kvyat, the background's all purple. I don't know why they've done that over all the others, but that looks like a really cool image actually. So you've got the F2 driver cars. Then we move on to the team bosses. Now, some of these team bosses you may have seen, you may not have seen. I recognise all of these because I've been watching Formula 1 since I was about 8 years old. So, I've seen these come and go. But the ones that you know, if you're new to the sport, that if you watch Netflix's Drive to Survive series, the ones that you will see most often is Toto Wolff, Christian Horner's in it a lot actually. You'll see the Ferrari, Binotto, he's in it a bit, and then you've got Gunther Steiner, probably my favourite F1 team boss. If he goes or if he loses, it seems like Haas are struggling. So I wonder how much longer they're going to be in it for. But if he goes, it'll be a sad, sad day because he's the most outspoken, most sarcastic, funniest, crude. You know, he's very blunt with what he says. If he sees an injustice, he will just say it, whereas everyone else will think it. So he's very outspoken. I really like him. He's probably my favourite team boss out of the lot. But yeah, obviously, I would say a lot of these, something that I did notice is that obviously a lot of these are promoting brands. So as well as being a racing team, they're also part of a brand. So obviously Ferrari is a massive brand, probably the biggest brand in F1. Then you have McLaren, Renault, Red Bull, obviously not a car manufacturer, but they're promoting the Red Bull brand, even though Red Bull obviously promote a lot of like extreme sports and stuff like that, and they can get away with being a bit more brash and saying certain things. But you'll notice a lot of the other F1 team bosses, they speak very, what's the right word, corporate, like corporately. They're very political with their answers, very smooth talking. They resist saying anything sarcastic or jokey, whereas like Gunther Steiner, obviously Haas Racing is an American racing team, and I think that's all they're known for. I don't think Haas make any cars, and they're not anything outside of racing, so I think he gets away with a bit more of his opinion than some of the others. Obviously Claire Williams was the manager and owner of Williams, taking it over from her father, so Frank Williams, who actually last week passed away. I watched a lot of his background story and his memorial stuff on Sky Sports. Really sad to see him go and leave the sport, but he was a true out and out racer. It's a shame we didn't get a Frank Williams team boss card. I would have liked to have got one of those. I'm surprised they didn't do one in the Tops Now collection. So yeah, it's a shame, but she has now left Williams as well. I can imagine Williams are going to be rebranded into something else with the owners that own it now. They're keeping the Williams name above the door, but I can see them going their own way at some point. So we're going to probably see Williams leave the sport over time. It may make a comeback, I don't know, but that's what I see happening. Then we have a team card, which is this Lewis 7-time world champion team card. It's got the whole team in there. You can see they've all got their masks on because obviously COVID was really bad in 2021. And then we go into the F2 teams. Really cool images, actually. I really like some of these shots, like this Dams and Uni. They have the overhead shot from the pit lane. Obviously where they've come in and they've come in for a set of change of tyres. Some of these have got images from like the nose upwards. I don't like these so much because I don't like the noses on the F1 cars at the moment. The new one, the 2022 car, that looks a lot better. But yeah, I like the overhead. I think the cars look really slick like that. Then we move on to the team badges. So obviously the logo of each one in this nice chrome set. Again, it looks like there's all bits and stuff on these, but these are actually just marks on the plastic. If I actually pull these out and take them out of the sleeves, you'll see that the cards are pretty clean. There's a little speck of dust there. They're pretty mint. You can see my phone there. So yeah, all these cards are packed fresh, I promise you, but the binder doesn't do them justice, I believe. I think because just where it's just got marked over the last year or so. And then you've got all the F2 team badges. They all look really good. And then these cards actually show a bit of character of the drivers, whereas the base set ones are very, apart from obviously like I said the Daniel Ricciardo one, they're very corporate, very serious, very moody. Like, I mean, look at Alex Albon. Whenever I saw him, he always had a smile on his face, always laughing. Here he looks really like uptight, miserable. Esteban Ocon, look, he looks very out of character. Now when you see him, you don't see so much of him in this set. This is all the Grand Prix winners, so if you won a race, you got a card for that race. So you can actually look at this almost as like a diary of what happened that year. So we can see here the very first race was won by Valtteri Bottas, then Lewis Hamilton, then Bottas. So you can see a pattern emerging here. So yeah, Mercedes dominated this year, but we have got some surprises here. Obviously, Max Verstappen coming in a few times, Charles Leclerc, he won a couple of races, and these show more personality. I mean, look at them. They're all smiling. They're all action shots, fist pumping. They're sort of more the images I like. Oddly enough, though, these images are dirt cheap. You can pick these cards up of, like, say, Lewis Hamilton. I saw someone selling on eBay a bundle of Lewis Hamilton, like these cards, race wins and driver of the day ones, for like, I think there was like 58 cards and they were going for 50 quid. So it's like 75p a card. Whereas obviously their base cards, they're the ones everyone chases, even though the images, me personally as a collector, I think these are the better images. And I think they actually track, you know, a moment in time that happened. Probably my favourite image, and obviously this is just because I'm British and I've always been a Lewis Hamilton fan. Lewis winning the Silverstone Grand Prix when he did the crowd surfing. I think that's a great image of everyone there trying to lift him up with the British flag in it as well. Obviously him winning that British Grand Prix. Awesome race. Really do like that. That's probably my favourite Grand Prix winning image. I'd probably like to get one of those in a PSA 10. But yeah, we've got obviously the rest of the Grand Prix winners here. And then once the Grand Prix winners finish, you then go into driver of the day. So if you're new to the sport, every single race, people text in or go on the website and vote their driver of the day. And at the end of the race, they go into their headset and say, well done, you've won driver of the day. And they say, oh, thanks for all the fans, blah, blah, blah. So now we have a record of every driver of the day. Charles Leclerc is quite a popular one, but the most popular voted driver of the day, bearing in mind Lewis Hamilton obviously has dominated the sport. I think he's a great ambassador. I personally, a lot of the races, I think Lewis Hamilton deserves to be driver of the day. You'll notice that Lewis Hamilton very rarely gets driver of the day. He's very, very unpopular outside of the realm of Britain and America, I'd say, is probably fair to say. A lot of these are dominated by Max Verstappen, and rightly so. Great talent, has some of the most exciting overtakes, most exciting moves. So I understand why he gets voted driver of the day. And obviously Charles Leclerc just coming into obviously Formula One, or being in with Ferrari, he wins quite a few of them as well, so he's got quite a good following. But yeah, Max Verstappen, out of most of these, I think he's got 8 here, driver of the days. We've got Lewis Hamilton here once, I think. So out of the whole year, Lewis Hamilton got voted driver of the day once. And then after that, we go into sort of like shots of them before or after a race, normally with their helmets on and stuff. So we've got Max, Alex Albon. I really like this one from Alex Albon, actually. You can see his eyes really clearly in that helmet. We've got obviously at the back end of the grid, if you like, but actually my favourite images from this sort of like part of the collection has to be these ones with the helmets, the two Williams guys, oddly enough, especially this George Russell. This George Russell image, I think because the helmet is so bright and vivid red versus obviously the white and blue that he's wearing, it just really stands out. This is probably one of my favourite images from the back end of this set. Let me know if you agree with me. Comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. These are just my opinion. And then actually the last sets of cards on here, we have a Red Bull one because they got DHL Fastest Pit Stop Award. We have a Lewis Hamilton one because he won the World Drivers' Championship. We have Hamilton and Bottas because Mercedes won the whole year. And card which obviously states that he's now a 7-time world champion. And then we have the freshest set. So this is like the rookie cards for this year. So we've got Alex Albon, which he's not in Formula 1 now at the moment, but I think he's coming back next year. Then we have Lando Norris and we have George Russell. These are very popular cards to collect in the collectors community. People like to get these in the parallels and get them in PSA graded cards. You don't see too many of these for sale compared to, like, you know, the other cards that are in this set. So these and the base cards are probably the most popular cards, and that's because people like to collect anything with the rookie card logo on it. So if you have a little rookie card logo on it, that's going to probably command a higher price than, say, one without it. So that's it. That's all the base set. That's number 1 to 200. Really lovely set. If you decide to collect the sapphire version of this, the set is exactly the same from 1 to 200, exactly the same number of cards, exactly the same images, but obviously on that parallel refractor type background, but in blue. Looks really smart. And then obviously you have the variations, so you have 10 variations. Now I have to say, this set that I'm showing you, the things that are missing out of this set is 1, the variations. There are 10 variation chrome images, and they are super expensive. From what I remember, you only can get 1 or 2 in a whole case. So that's out of 12 boxes. And with the boxes being £1,000 a box, or 1,500, depending on where you buy it from, it's very unlikely to pull one. So the chrome versions of the variations are very expensive. A lot of people getting PSA graded, which means they want even more money for them. I saw a Lewis Hamilton chrome variation for sale on eBay last night in America for $20,000. So that puts it completely out of the realm of collecting for me personally, unless I just open loads of boxes and pull loads of them. I'm going to try and get them as I go along. Maybe I can get the odd chrome variation that's maybe slightly scratched or damaged just for the binder collection, not to get graded or anything. Maybe I could pick some of those up, but they're just, at the minute, they're at the realm of possibility for me finance wise. But yeah, if you have some of the chrome variations, I'd love to see them. I've never actually seen all 10 of them together. I've only seen people posting odd ones here and there on eBay and on Facebook, sorry. Then we move on to the subset called the track tag list, so that's the end of the complete 200 base set. Then we move on to the track list cards. There's 15 in total, and they have like this obviously graffiti style with their sort of nickname assigned to each driver, and they have like a glossy shimmery surface on them compared to the chrome cards. So if you look at the Lewis Hamilton, his face in there, it has like a, it's hard to pick it up on video actually. There you go, look, saw it just there, like a, you see it a lot more in person, a very high sheen, if you like, to it. When these first came out, people thought that these wouldn't be that popular because they just look so different. But actually over time, people have really come to like them, and I see a lot of collectors commenting saying, I'm after the track tags, and that I don't see too many of them come up for sale. But all 15 of them here, all completed, all in mint condition. Obviously you've got not just F1 drivers, you've got F1 drivers, you've got a couple of F2 drivers in here. And then we've got the Mick Schumacher, so there's the 3 F2 drivers there and 12 F1 drivers. So that's a nice little subset to collect there. I really like some of these images. You can get them in parallel versions, and some of the most popular ones I've seen floated about is like these Vettel and Charles Leclerc in like a red version, so a 1 of 5 in these track tags. Obviously with the red, that looks really smart. I've never seen a Lewis Hamilton one actually. I wonder if anyone's pulled one of those. And then we move on to the World of Wheels. World of Wheels is like a set with, it's got all the car images in there, and what they've done is they've put the team logo on each card, but then they've put like this sort of like retro, almost like Route 66 type font all over them to make them look like they're sort of like really old cars to celebrate 70 years in Formula 1. And there's 35 of these, so you've got one for each of the drivers, and then you move into the teams, and then that is the end of the chrome set, bar 2 sets, and that is, like I say, the chrome variations, which are mega money, and also so personally I started to collect the autograph cards myself. I've only pulled these 3 at the moment, or bought them, sorry. I really like them. I love the fact that they're signed by the actual person. So what happens is they print a refractor of that card say this one of Frederick, then gets like a A4 sheet of paper with all these stickers on it, and he signs the stickers, and then peel the sticker off and peel it onto the card. So the actual card itself, because if you imagine they put the sticker on first and then he signs it, there's going to be pen marks, indentations, maybe spilt ink, his hand's going to be resting on it. So they do it like that because then the card is like mint condition, if you like, barring Topps' printing. And then they stick this sticker on. So this is an authentic card in mint condition with an authentic sign by F1 license. Now, these are all numbered differently. So you have this one here, which is 62 out of 90. You then have like red versions, which obviously are like 1 out of 5. But all different drivers, depending on their commitments, only signed so many of each autograph, so there's different amounts, and I think the lowest number one is probably Lewis Hamilton. So the Lewis Hamilton autograph card is one of the hardest to pull, and therefore also demands the highest price. They are going for like 8k plus. So the chances are, again, I'm not going to be able to complete this autograph set. But do you know what? I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to trade, sell, buy, whatever I can. Obviously, I have the eBay store. I sell stuff on there. And hopefully I can raise enough money to eventually get a Lewis Hamilton signed one. But even taking Lewis Hamilton out of it, even just getting any of the base drivers, so the first 20 drivers in their autograph cards, is very difficult. Getting F2 drivers is pretty easy. These go for about 25-30 quid each, and these are 1 out of 99. And obviously the team bosses as well. I saw on eBay the other day someone was selling a whole set of green signed F2 drivers for $299, I think it was dollars, so in our money it's about 200 quid. And I was thinking about buying that just so then I've got all the F2 drivers straight away. But then I'd have to collect obviously the F1 drivers and the team bosses. And some of the team boss ones like Toto Wolff and Christian Horner, they go for quite a bit of money as well. So that is going to be the end of the Chrome collection. But yeah, unfortunately, I doubt I'm going to be able to collect all those autographs and the Chrome variations. But I'll give it the best shot I can, as I always do. So that is it for the Chrome 2021 collection. What do you guys think of that set? Do you like the set? Do you think they could have done something different with it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment down below. I've now shown you the 2020 sticker collection, 2021 sticker collection, 2020 Topps. I've got to show you the 2021 match attacks. That is, yeah, all right, wait. Got to show you the 2021 match attack set. They seem to be releasing these promo cards with them every couple of months or so. So literally it was complete up until the other day, and then they released 4 new cards for match attack. So I've got 3 of them, just waiting for 1 more, and then I'll show the complete 2021 match attack set. And then that is it. That is, oh, and Sapphire. I've got to show you my complete Sapphire set. The only card I'm missing from my whole Sapphire set, yet still, if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know I'm missing Max Verstappen number 6 in the Sapphire. The Chrome set I've completed twice over. This set here, actually, I've actually sold to someone in Canada, but I've got another set which I'm going to put in a new binder. I said I'd chuck the binder in as well, so I need to get a new vinyl printed, a new binder for that. And then obviously that's why I've kept my autograph cards out of it, because I'm going to put that in my new binder. But yeah, I hope this finds a new home and someone really appreciates this set. I really love this set. I think it's really cool. And the reason why it's good to collect this set over some of maybe the others that may come out in the future is that this is always going to be the first set. And these are always going to be the very first licensed images by F1. So if you look at, say, Lewis Hamilton, there have been certain cards of Lewis Hamilton in the past, Top Trumps, Futura, but this is the very first licensed product by F1, obviously in conjunction with Topps. So these are all their first cards, all of them. Now next year, when the next set comes out, it's going to be Lewis's second card and Bottas's second card. all of them is going to be their second cards, and these rookie cards are going to be their first rookie cards. So this will always hold a premium, I suppose, over the other sets that are due to come out. Saying that, I am going to be buying heavily the 2021 set when it comes out, because I feel like I missed the boat with this one. I still to this day, I've never opened a box of F1 Chrome. Even if I did manage to get hold of one, I'd want to keep it sealed. So really, I'd have to get hold of 2 boxes. So one I can open up on this channel, one that I keep sealed. But then you're talking £2,000 just to do that. So, you know, it's huge. Same with the Sapphire set. Sapphire's going for 1,600 a box. So it'd be very hard for me to do that. I've never opened up a Sapphire box myself either. So when the new set comes out, I'm going to try my hardest to get that set, open it all up on YouTube so you guys can see everything all packed fresh. Hopefully we'll get some autograph cards. Maybe I can get a Lewis autograph card next year. I'd love to get that. Although it probably wouldn't hold as the value that the very first one has. For me, as a collector and a Lewis Hamilton fan, I would love to get one of those, and one of each of the drivers actually. So I will be opening up quite a lot of 2021 sets. So hopefully you can follow me for that. Make sure you click the subscribe button, smash up the like button if you've liked this content. I'll keep showing you my sets, and once I show this Sapphire set and my match attacks, that is all of the sets up until we go into 2022 complete. There is going to be a new set called F1 Lights Out. I've ordered about 8 boxes of that, so I will be showing that on the YouTube channel, so you'll be watching me unbox those. There's only 40 cards in that set, and I think you get 25 cards in a box. So essentially you should only need 2 boxes to complete the set, let's say 3 or 4. So therefore I should be able to complete the complete set fairly easy with 8 boxes, hope, fingers crossed. So then I'll have a complete set of that to show you. That ain't coming out till mid-January. So then by February, hopefully, when the new 20 Chrome set comes out, we can hit the ground running, and obviously I'll be sharing that all with you guys. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video from myself.